So after discussing the group command, we're going to discuss the block. So block, you can see it on the insert. No? So you can create block and insert. So si block and insert, magkasama lagi yan. So you create block, then once you create a block, you have to insert the block. So to create the block, you have to click this icon. Okay. Then sa flyout niya, you can see here na create block and block. So pag sinabi mong write block, magpo-provide siya ng or isa-save niya yung mismong block mo. Okay. Parang gagawa siya ng file mo kung saan nandun lahat ng mga blocks mo. Okay. So, balik ulit tayo dito sa ating drawing. So, RE. So, this one should be above this. So, ano ba yung mga objects or what are the objects that are being blocked? First is the symbols in the drawing. For example, section line, drawing index, your title blocks. So, yun yung mga ginagawang block. Sometimes, usually furnitures, binablock siya. Okay. So, ano ang purpose ni block? The purpose of block is for you to easily put an object sa drawing mo. Okay. Para same as with group, parang nagpupunta siya, nagiging isang component siya. No? Na once you edit a single block, may edit din yung iba. As long as it's the same. It's the same block. No? So, to create block, so for example, here on our layout, I want to put a cross section. So, sorry. Let's go back on our model. So, first furniture muna tayo. So, move muna natin siya. Okay. So, gagawin natin siya block. So, to create block, you have to click this icon or type B. Lalabas ang window ni block. So, you have to type the name of your block. So, for example, this is a single bed. Okay. You'll be asked here the base point, the objects, and the behavior. Pag sinabi nating base point, you have to specify on screen. You have to click this one. So you have to click. You have to pick the pick points. So for example, this is my pick point or my base point. There. So next is yung objects. So you have to select the object. Okay. Select natin siya. Ayan. So, dito sa settings, once na nagpasok ka, yung sukat niya, for example, in millimeters or inches, depende dun sa ginawa mong block. Okay. Once nag-insert ka, ang sukat nun is millimeters. Okay. So, dito sa object, you will be asked if you want to retain. Meaning, pag ni-retain mo, hindi siya yung magiging block. Once na chinek mo to, kumbaga, mapupunta siya dun sa file mo na nandun yung block mo. Okay. Pag ito naman convert to block, once na in-okay mo siya, ito na mismo yung block mo. Okay. Pag naka-delete, madi-delete to. Then you have to insert the block. Okay. Again, Mariretain yung object, pero hindi siya magiging block. Okay, retain but not block. This one, it will be retained and it will become block. Delete, this object will be deleted. Then you have to insert the block. Okay, so behavior, once you say behavior, once you check this, meaning the block is already annotated. Okay, so mag-check natin yan. Okay, so once na-check mo si annotative, magiging visible siya, si match block orientation to layout. So meaning, susunod siya dun sa layout mo. Kung ano yung scale ng layout mo, ganun din na magiging scale ng block mo. O yung orientation ng block mo. Okay. So, we have to uncheck this. So, scale uniformity tayo. Okay. Then, allow exploding. Once na naka-allow exploding mo, we have a command explode. Meaning, once na you use it, mabibreak yung mismong object and mabibreak yung mismong block. Okay, para maghihiwalay siya. Kasi once you use the block, magiging isang component siya. Okay, so allow exploding na lang natin. Okay, so you have to click OK. So you have to pick first the pick point, then you have to select the object. Then you have to name your block. So, okay. Ayan. So, sa architectural interiors, may tricks na ginagawa dyan. Okay, kasi meron tayo sa architectural interiors na tinatawag na furniture layout. Kapag sa architecture plan, usually, dapat ang furnitures mo is naka-hidden line. Okay, since sa architectural interiors or sa interior design, ang furnitures mo dapat is naka-continuous. So, to do that, no, so kunyari naka-architectural interiors tayo, and you're going to create a furniture layout. So, you have to click the block, then go to insert, and then you have to click the block editor. Or you can right click this. Sorry. Oh, so open muna natin. So, our settings on our right click customization is on. So, we have to shortcut. Okay, so hindi naman. So let's cancel it. Okay. So you can do a right click naman. Yan. So you can right click this one. You have to select this, then right click, and then block editor. Pag nag-edit block and place ka, yung options on the block editor is hindi lalabas dito. So kumbaga, you're just editing your block in place. Okay. For example, you just want to add lines on your block, or you have to create another object inside that block. You can use the edit block in place, but if you want to edit it more, no, you have to use the block editor. So I use the block editor. So we have here the nasa block editor space na tayo. Okay. Later on, I will discuss this. Okay. So itong mga to, So, ito mga ito, may other commands yan, no? Halos magagamit nyo siya. Okay, so, here, so since for example, we're going to create a furniture layout, so we can create another rectangle. So, I have to copy this one. Then change the layer of this. So, I have to create a layer. So, here, furniture 2. So, I will change this to this one, for example. Press enter. Then the furniture 2, I will change this to hidden line. Press enter. So I have to close this. So we change this to furniture 2. So as you can see, the lines are already hidden. Then we will move this here at the top. Okay. Then you have to close the block editor. Save the changes. Okay. So in furniture layout, the furnitures are in continuous line. So for example, nasa architectural tayo or another plan na hindi na kailangan continuous yung furnitures mo. So you have to go to home, then you can here on the layout, you can hide your furniture or freeze it. I'm sorry, you have to go inside first, the model. So I have to freeze this one. And I have to lock this. Sorry, it's wrong. So yeah, this one should be freeze. So you can see, nasa isang block na siya. Then you can freeze and unfreeze yung layer. Usually, yan yung mga tricks na ginagawa ng mga furniture designer na kapag gusto nila na yung paggagawa sila ng furniture layout plan, so parang pinagpapatong-patong na lang nila yung lines or yung objects na yon na same lang para i-on and off na lang nila yung or freeze, unfreeze na lang nila yung layer. So since naka-block siya, lahat yon mababago. Okay, then yung wipe out natin, yung frames, we can turn it off na lang. So bali ganyan siya. Okay. So again, si block, once na for example, marami kang bed, nag-edit ka, mababago lahat ng block mo. Okay. So, ayan yung usually mga tricks na ginagawa sa CAD. Next, sa blackout, pwede rin itong gawin mong blackout yung door. Paano? So, first, we can move this. Wipe out this one. Okay. So, you can type B. So, i-rename natin siya. Kunyari, door 0.9. Meaning, yung door opening mo is 0.9 or 900 mm. Depende sa inyo. Depends on you on what name you will put on your block. Okay, so you have to pick a point I will pick a point here, then select the object, and then okay. Yan. So, naselect ko kasama si wipeout. So, halos same lang din. Yan. So, pwede mo na siyang i-move. So, yun yung ginagawa ni wipeout. Same as this window and this column. So, I will make my column a block. So, instead na group, i-block mo na lang siya. Okay. Kasi yung block, pwede mo pa siyang magamit sa other drawings mo. Kasi group, nasa same drawing lang siya. Although, you can copy it sa current drawing mo from other drawings. Okay. Pero sa block kasi you can just use insert. Okay. So, for example, column. Select a point here, then select the object. And then, okay. So, ayan. Yun lang, happy column. Okay. So, kung maglalagay ka ng object, for example, or ng block, you have to type I or insert. Yan. So, you will choose here dun sa mga nagawa mong block. Okay. You can still browse if you have a save block. Okay. So, for example, I want to use the column, so I have to click OK. So, meron na ako dito. Yan. Ganyan. Okay. Doon sa may block, dito sa insert, meron ka makikita ng right block. So, once na-click mo yung right block, you have to pick a point. Okay. Doon sa create block, ang ginagawa niya, dito ka lang mismo sa may drawing mo. Si right block, gagawa ka mismo ng folder kung saan para magiging template mo na talaga siya. Okay. So, kunyari, may bago kang drawing or bago project na gagawin. So, you have to insert na lang. Then, makikita mo dito sa insert mo or sa browse. Or, well, let's close this. So, I press enter for insert. So, you can browse na. Meaning, si right block ang ginagawa niya. Gumagawa siya ng folders mo para dun masasave yung pinaka-block mo. Then, you have to use the insert para i-transfer mo na lang siya then sa other drawing mo. Okay. For example, nag-right block ka, ito yung pangalan ng folder mo. I-click mo siya, doon hanapin mo yung ginawa mong block. Okay. So, since ang ginawa lang natin is create block, within the drawing area lang siya. Right block, you will save a block. You will create a folder for your blocks. Okay. So, create block. So, let's close this one. Now, matrix kay block. Okay. Usually, ginagamit ko yun for the drawing symbols. So, let's go here on the layout. So, for example, I want to create the section line or the section arrow. So, I have to create first a circle. So, for example, I will write 5. So, this is my, no, make it 10. Yeah. Then, I'll create a arrow. This is just a sample. Okay, so I have to use hatch. Then change it to solid. Okay, so there. I will write a text first. Example A. Sorry. A. So I will increase the height to 3. ano, for example, so I will create this as a block. So type B, press enter, then select a pick point. Okay, then select the object. And then I will rename this as section arrow. Then okay. So here you will select this, then right click, block editor. So you can see here meron kang palettes or block authoring palettes. So gusto kong mangyari, hindi ko na i-rotate yung mismong arrow, yung section arrow. Ang ma-rotate na lang is itong arrow na to. Okay. So to do that, here in parameters, ang ginagawa nito is parang ito yung first action mo to create the action. Okay. So, ang gagawin ko, since I want this one to be rotated, itong mismong arrow, I have to click this rotation. So this is your parameter to create your action. Okay. So I have to click rotation. Then you will be asked to specify a base point. So my base point here is on the center. Okay. Then you will see this dotted circle. I-specify mo yung radius ng parameter. So the radius of my parameter is here. Okay. Then, yung angle. Specify default rotation angle. So, yung pinaka-rotation angle mo, ano. So, I want it to be 0. Or pwede namang 90. It depends on you. So, for me, I want it to be 90. Okay. Then, specify the location. Means yung label location ng angle mo. Then, yeah. Okay. So, here in action, we will choose. Since rotate yung parameters natin, i-click din natin yung rotate. Okay. So, you will be asked, select the parameter. Ito yung parameter na ginawa natin, yung naka-blue. So, select natin siya. Then, select the object. So, the object that I will select is yung object na gusto kong i-rotate. Or, I will select the object which I want it to rotate. So, I will select this. Then, press enter. So, to check if it works, you have to test the block. So, we're going to test it. Okay. So, yan siya. So, once na-click natin siya, ito yung parang base point angle mo. Naka 90 degree. So, pwede mo siyang iikot. Or you can type the angle. For example, yan. Okay. So, pwede mong iikot-ikot. Instead na yung ang gagawin mo is yung itong buong section arrow ang iikot mo. Itong mismong arrow lang yung iikot mo. So, if you're okay with that, you can close the test block. And then, close block editor and then save. Okay. So, for example, move natin siya. Gagawa ko ng section dito. So, ang gagawin ko na lang is i-rotate ko na lang yung mismong arrow. Hindi yung I have to use the rotate command, select the object. Rotate command, select the object. And then, i-rotate ko pa to. Right? So, what I have to do is use the block editor's palette. So, I have to rotate this and I have to create the polyline na lang to create a section line. PL. Okay. So, there. Then I have to change the width. Example 3. So, masyadong makapal. It's too thick. So, I have to choose 1. So, I already have my section line. So, if I want on this section, I have to click this uh, base angle. I-rotate ko na lang siya. Okay. Then, mirror ko na lang to. Yan. So, for example, itong side naman, I have to copy this and then rotate it. And mirror ko na lang siya, yung mismong line. For example, and MI again. So, that's it. I already have now the section line. Okay. So, other properties of the block is yung you can stretch your line or your block mo. So, for example, my column. I'll go back to model. So, I have to copy this first na lang. Okay. So, right click and select the object, then right click, block editor. So, gusto ko yung column ko, isa na lang yung block ko doon. Pero pwede kong palit-palitan yung dimension. Okay, I only have one block, but I can change the dimension of the block. For example, this one column. So, column has different sizes, ranging from 200 by 200 and up. Okay. So, to do that, first, I have to select the parameters. Okay. I have to select the linear. Why linear? Kasi yung pag-stretch ko doon sa object is linear. Okay. So, first, I have to click this. Then, specify the start point. Okay. Then, specify the endpoint. Okay. So, gusto mo endpoint. Para ka nag-dimension. Okay. Next, syempre, gusto ko, I want this one to be changed. Itong dimension nito. Okay, so I have to click the linear again. Select the start point and the end point. Okay. Next is the action. So I want to stretch it. So I have to click the stretch. So select the parameter. This one. Specify parameter point. Okay. So your start point would be here. Then specify the first corner of stretch frame. So ito yan. So ito gusto ko yung may stretch. Now I have to select the object. And then press enter. So to test the block, so I have to click this test block. Okay, then Z and enter for zoom extent. So ayan. So once na select natin siya, may makikita kayong arrow. So it means pwede mo siyang ma-stretch. Okay. Kasi as mentioned, di ba, na once na in-edit mo yung block mo, may edit pati yung iba na kasing nito. For example, this block is the column. Okay. Once na nag-edit ako ng block, may edit din yung ibang block. So, ang ginawa ko dito, kahit i-copy ko yung block ko na column, hindi madadama yung iba. Kasi I have this palette wherein I can change the dimension of my column. So, later you will see. No? So, for me, okay na siya. So, I have to close. So, pwede ko ba siyang liitan? Pwede din. Yan. So, close ko na siya. So, next naman is this one. Okay. So, may nagawa na tayong parameter. So, action na lang tayo. So, I have to use the stretch. So, select the parameter. This is my parameter. Specify the parameter point. So, this one. Okay. Specify the first corner of stretch frame. So, ito. Then, select the object. I have to select this. Then, enter. So, I have to test now. Okay, so, again, Z, enter plus E, enter for zoom extend. Yan. So, once nakinig ko si block, may makikita akong dalawang arrow grid. So, si arrow na to, pwede ko siya ma-stretch dito. And then, itong arrow, pwede ko siya ma-stretch. So, hindi siya, it means mali yung nagawa natin na action. So, I have to close the block and then remove the action. Okay. So, again, you have to click this stretch action. Select this parameter. This is the point. Then, the first corner. Yes, ang sinelect natin pala is ito. So, meaning ito yung mag-move or yung mas-stretch. So, dapat itong side. Okay. So, stretch natin ito. Now, select the object. Ito. Okay. Then, enter. So, test block again. So, Z, enter, E, enter. Okay. So, may mali pa rin. Okay. So, close natin. Okay, we'll have to erase this na lang. So, parameters, linear. Okay. And then, action. We have to click the stretch. So, select the parameter. So, dito na lang tayo. Specify parameter point. Okay. This one. Then, specify first corner of stretch frame. So, this one. Select the object. Then, enter. Test block. So, dito medyo here, trial and error. Okay. So, there. Yan. So, close block and then save block, then close it. So, as mentioned kanina, no? So, once na in-edit ko to, may edit dito since they are the same block. So, yung ginawa natin kanina, for example, ito, lumaki yung column. Okay, nalagyan na natin siya ng parameters, no? So, pwede ko siyang edit without changing also this one or without affecting the other column. Okay. So, what if gusto ko siya lumaki? Hanggang dito lang siya. Okay. Yan. So, you can move naman this one. Okay. So, yan. So, ganun na nagagawa ni parameter. Okay. So, same as with these doors or windows. Pwede mo magawa rin yan. Okay. So, yan nagagawa ni block. So, other, ano pa ni block? Edit, block edit. So, ano itong parameter sets? Meaning, itong parameters na kasi ito, isa-isa lang siya. Okay. Si parameters, may combination. Okay. There's a combination. So, pwedeng polar stretch. Hindi ko pa masyadong nagagalaw to, usually, kasi yun lang naman yung ginagawa ko mostly sa plan. Okay, usually ginagamit ko siya for drawing symbols, columns, no? And doors minsan, na for example, iba-iba yung door opening ko. Ginagawa ko siya. Okay. So, then constraints. So, may mga once etong constraints naman, so parang pag kinlik mo 'tong block, lalabas 'to. Okay. So, for example, magmo-move ka ng object, may magkakaroon ng constraints. Kumbaga para siyang O-snap or parang O-snap tracking yung nangyayari. Kasi makikita mo doon na may lalabas na signs or symbols sa drawing niya. Okay. So, yun yan. And that's it for creating a block. After knowing the block, we're going to discuss the attributes. So, ano bang ginagawa ni attribute? So, si attributes, it's like your text, pero it can be changed. So, si attribute, ang ginagawa niya, usually sa mga title blocks, pwede rin sa symbols, instead na paulit-ulit or repetitive yung paglagay mo ng text, si attributes, iisa na lang siya, then you have to change mo na lang yung loob. Part siya ni block, si attributes. Okay. So, balik tayo dito punta tayo sa ating layout. Okay. As you've noticed, nag-text lang tayo dito on our previous video. Okay, text lang ang ginamit natin. Hindi tayo gumamit ng attributes. Okay, pag si text, hindi mo mababago to. Yung letter na yan. Kapag si attributes, pwede mo siyang mabago. Okay. So, for example, here letter A ka, dito letter B. So, once na inedit mo naman to, example, I have to delete this and I have to type empty. Then, type B. Okay. So, close natin siya, for example. Ang mangyayari, mapapalitan din siya ng B. Okay. Si attributes, you don't have to do a block edit. You just have to click the text and you can change the value. Okay. So, mabalik tayo. So, gawa tayo ulit ng panibago. Or eto tayo. Dito na lang tayo sa title block. So, here, meron akong ginawa dito na format. This one is a A3 paper size. Okay. So, I created some columns and rows for the text. So, for example, you have to type empty. You use the text command or tool if yung command na yon or if the text is permanent. You're going to use the attributes if you have to change the text always. Okay. So, for example, I have here school. Okay. And this one, college or department. So, I have to copy na lang this. So, change this college / department. Okay, we'll have to move this. And this one, plate number, for example. This one, project title. Date. This name, and professor, this one, grade. Okay. So, dito, for example, paiba-iba kayo ng school. So, you will have to use attributes. So, if you going to change your text over and over again, you have to use attributes instead of text command. So, to do that, you can click here, attributes. Sorry. This one, or define attributes, sorry. So I have to click here, define attributes, or type att. Sorry. Nice. Yan, att. So here on the window, you will see here the mode, the insertion point, attribute, text setting. Okay, so sa mode, you have invisible. Meaning, once na naglagay ka ng attribute, invisible siya. Or once na nag-print ka, invisible yung attribute mo. Constant, fixed value siya. Kumbaga, as is yung mismong text mo or yung attribute. Verify, i-verify mo kung yung value is correct dun sa block. So, usually, hindi ko naman masyadong pinapalitan to. Ina-as is ko na lang tong block position. Insertion point, as is. Then, the attribute. Sa tag, ito yung tagging mo. Kumbaga, once na nag-insert ka ng attribute, ito yung nakalagay. Okay. Kay prompt, ito yung once na naglagay ka dun sa drawing area mo, yun yung makikita mo. Okay. Si tag kasi, para siyang name style. Si tag. Okay. Si prompt, ayun yung title. Okay. Si default, ito yung once na ginawa mo siyang block, ayun yung lalabas. Later on, makikita niyo. So, for now, yung tag muna natin, for example, is school. Then, sa prompt natin, school name. Okay. Sa default, you can put a default or not. Okay. So, pwede mo lagay dito is result, technological, university. Okay. Sa text setting, meron kang justification. Justification means where is the location of your text. It could be left, middle, left, center, right, or fit, center, middle, right, etc. Okay. So I'll keep it left. Next is yung text style. On our first video, I teach you how to do a text style. Okay. Sa text style, pwede mong gamitin yung ginawa niyong text style dito. Okay, meron tayong PDF Calibri, PDF Bold, Standard, at yung ginawa nyo. Okay, it depende yun sa inyo. So, for now, I'll use the standard lang. Kunyari, if you put, you can create your text style. So, for example, the name of your text style is for title block. So, okay, I'll demonstrate na lang. So, ST. So, I have to create new. So, for example, title block. So, this is the name of my text style. So, the font style, for example, I want it Century Gothic. Okay. Then regular, then the height. Example, 5. Then apply. Then close. So, in attributes, may text type is title block na. Since ayun nakalagay ko sa set current. Then, yung text height, hindi mo siya mababago. Since meron kang nilagay na text height sa title block. But if I use the standard, I can change the text height. Because on standard, naka 00 yung text height. That's why you can change the text height here. Then rotation of your text. For example, 45, 30, 15, 90. It depends on you. Okay, so again, we will put here the tag. So the school name and school lang. Then here, school name. Sa tag, hindi ka pwedeng maglagay ng spacebar. You can put spacebar on tag. And prompt, you can. Okay. So then I click OK. So as you can see here, ito na yung school. Okay. Once na ginawa ko siyang blank, yung prompt yung lalabas. Magiging school name siya. Okay. So, sa paglalagay ng block, meron siyang arrangement. Okay. So, later on, i-discuss ko siya. So, I have to put here. So, I have to create ETT. You can copy an attribute. I mean, you can copy an attribute, pero it would be better if you create a different attribute for each. Kasi if you copy this one, pare-parehas yung i-link tagging mo doon sa attributes mo. Okay. So here, I will put college. And this one, college / department. Kumbaga si prompt yun yung naka-display. Once na ginawa mo siyang block. Then, as is tayo, si annotative, mag-i-scale din siya. Okay, magmamatch siya doon. So, I'll keep it unchecked. So, click OK. So, this one. Yeah. So, plate number. So, ATT tag plate number. Okay, so, plate number. You can change the prompt. Depends on you. Same as with the tag. Okay. So, I want this one to be on the middle center. So, kumbaga yung mismong base point mo is nasa middle center once na-click mo siya. Okay. So, I will increase the height since masyadong malaki ito. So, I will make it 10. So, okay. Don't worry about this one. Mababago naman yan. So, ito yun, no? Naka-center siya. Nakuha. Yeah. There. Or you can create a line as for your reference. There. So, erase it. So, project title. So, ATT project. Then, project title. Then, left na lang. And we'll make it to 5. Then, okay. Then, ATT date. And date. Okay. And the name. ATT name. And a student. For example, student. Then, student name. And ATT professor. And professor name. Okay. here ATT gray, then another gray. Okay. There. So I have to move this first. Okay. So I will make this a block. So we will change first the layer. Title block. Change this to blue. Okay. Enter. So I will make this here to title block. Then I have to match properties. Then same as the others. Okay. Then I will change. I'll just change the color to green. Example. Then LA, I will create a text layer. Text. Make this as yellow. And change this to yellow. Layer to text. Okay. Sorry. So now I will create this. I will change this to def point. Okay, nawala si def point. So we'll create a layer na lang. Def point. Then click this. Plot. Meaning, once na-click mo to, hindi siya makikita sa plot. Okay. So, change this to def point. Okay. So, I will make this a block. So, B, enter, name this as A3 paper size. Then, specify as pick point here, then select the object. Once na mag-create kayo ng attribute, make it block. Okay, hindi siya katulad ni text. Then, enter. Then, okay. So, here, ito yung mismong edit attributes mo, or meaning ito yung mismong tag, or yung pinaka-prompt, sorry. Okay. So, yung arrangement niya, kung ano yung nauna, yun yung mapupunta dito sa dulo. So, later, i-arrange natin siya. So, we have to click OK muna. Okay. So, ayan. So, makita nyo, wala. So, once na-click mo siya, dito sa quick properties, andito siya. Pwede mo dun ikaw mag-type. Okay. So, ayusin muna natin. So, to do that, here in the Insert Ribbon tab, you can see the Manage Attributes. Okay. So, sa Manage Attributes, meron ka ditong Select Block and Block. So, pipili ka dito. Dito sa block, kung ano yung merong attributes, yun yung makikita mo. Okay. For example, meron ka pang ginawang may attribute, yun nilalabas. Okay. So here on the block attribute manager, you can see here the tag, prompt, and default. No, meron kang mode. Ito yung justification, then annotative. Okay, so Well, yeah. So, ito yung arrangement niya. So, medyo mahirap kasi yung ganito. Kasi once na nagta-type ka na dito or nag-edit ka na ng attributes mo, sunod-sunod siya. So, kumbaga, pag dito ka nag-start sa ilalim, mahirap siya. Kasi paakyat. So, kung nag-start ka sa school, you have to press enter na lang para mapunta ka sa next uh, content. Okay. So, here, you can move it up. Same as this. Okay. So, you have to arrange your attributes doon sa block. I'm sorry. Then you have to press sync. Okay, then apply. And okay. So once you select your block, you can see on your quick properties, naka-arrange na siya. Yung sinasabi ko kanina, since nandito na una si grade, once na nag-enter ka, mapupunta ka kay professor. So ang mangyayari, so what will happen is that once you put or you edit or you put a text on your attribute, the order will be from right to left. Okay. So here, so you can write is a technological university. University. So press enter. So that's what I'm talking. So once you nag-enter ka, it will go to the next uh, content. Okay. So college of engineering, architecture, and technology. Okay, so since medyo mahaba, you can edit it. CAAT/architecture. Plate number. So plate number would be, for example, 01. Okay, a project. Block. PVT. For example, date. June, September, October 12, 2020. Student name. Juan de la Cruz. For example, Professor Jan Gallego. In grade, we don't have grade yet. So what will happen if this one? No. So you have to double click this one. If you don't use your quick properties, you can double click your attributes. And from there, you can change the properties. So since we click the Rizal Technological University and sobra siya dun sa mismong ginawa natin title block, we can change the text option. So we can change the text height to, for example, 3 or 4. Okay, so here you can change the rotation, the factor, the justification. Okay, so it depends on you. So the text style, you can use the title block text style or whatever text style you have that you want to use. On the properties, you can change the layer. Okay, the line type of the layer, the color. So for example, I want to make it red, so I can change the red. So my layer type. So yeah. So then you have to click apply and then okay. So that's how we use the attribute. Another use of attribute is for the grid lines. Another one is for section arrow. Also for drawing index. So in drawing index, you can use your attributes. Okay. So that's how you will use the attributes. So now we're going to